Hello, welcome to summer school. My name is Mrs. Kowalski, and I am going to be your algebra teacher. Before I get started, I just thought I would tell you a little bit about myself. Um, it's possible I might be familiar to you if our paths have crossed in the past, and I'm hoping that you will reach out and let me know if I don't recognize you right away. It's hard just with names sometimes to do that. I've been teaching in the district for about 12, I think I'm starting my 12th year. Um, I started out in the shared time program, which what they do is we provide specials to kids in parochial schools. And so I have taught computers and art and algebra through that program. I'm currently there just a little bit, and I've been teaching a little bit of art. I used to teach art at St. Michael's. Now I've been teaching algebra at St. Edith for the last 3 or 4 years. Um, what I've most recently done in the district is I have been, for the last 3 years, the art teacher at Holmes Middle School. So it's a really fun job. I'm there for, it'll be 4 hours next year a day, and then I go on and do other things in the afternoon. So I am the art teacher at Holmes. In the evenings, I teach adult education, mathematics. So that means people that have not graduated from high school and they have to come back to get their GED, and they need some extra math help, they come to see me. So, which brings us to why it is so, one of the reasons it is so very important that you pass this class is because I don't want to see you trying to get your GED down the road at night school. This is the best way to do it. Trust me. Um, I'm not going to argue with you on why you do or do not need algebra, because sometimes I will agree with you. You don't need these things, but more than likely I am going to say, yes, you need to do it. But regardless of how you feel about it, we need to get you through this class and get you to pass it. And that's my job. We always joke at night school, it's okay if you don't like math, because I like math enough for both of us. So I'm going to get you through this. Since it is a computer-based program in the program Apex, you are doing a lot of individual work, which may be easy for you or may be difficult. I have taken some classes online. It's fun because you can, not fun, but you can do it at your own convenience, but it's also difficult because there is not a teacher there. I have 4 kids that now have all graduated from high school and are in college or have graduated from college, and some of them love school, and one of them in particular did not like high school. He has taken some classes at Schoolcraft, and he told me after the first semester that math is the one class you definitely need a teacher in. And so coming from him, it meant a lot. It validated me, so that was great. The reason I'm telling you this is I hope you reach out to me and I can help you with anything. So with the math. So please reach out to me if you need help. If you're frustrated, it's okay. The good thing about this is it's not like a normal class. So if you want to ask a question that you're embarrassed to ask because you think people will think that you're stupid because you don't understand it, nobody's going to know but me. And so I am assuming when people have failed a class that they're struggling in it for whatever reason, and that's okay. And you can be honest with me, and I'm here to help you. If there are any math skills that you are struggling with, we can go back and I can reteach you those. You just have to tell me, hey, I never learned how um, to do long division. I can do that. I can tutor you through that. So there's nothing that I have not seen in people needing help with math. So please reach out and ask me for help. Um, and moving on here, I'm going to go through this. I might not do it in the right order as I come up with things, but this is something I've emailed you as an attachment that I want you to look over. Class runs from Monday, July 6th until August 6th. Again, my name is Mrs. Kowalski, and this is my email address. It is just my first initial L with my last name Kowalski. They've dropped the E and put the number 2 on there at livoniapublicschools.org. I am going to use Google Classroom regardless of which algebra class you are taking, meaning first semester, second semester, or both. There are a few of you that are taking the entire year. I am using the same Google Classroom code. That way I have been able to set a standing Google Meet code, and that will never need to change. And I'll go into that in a few minutes. One thing I would like you to do prior to July 6th, and you can do it at any time, is to go into Google Classroom and enter this code and sign up. because I'm going to, on the first day of class, I'm going to get up extra early, and by 9 o'clock, you should have your username and your password for Apex. So if some reason you get on there at 9 o'clock on Monday, July 6th, and it's not there, you need to email me and I'll figure it out. I want to make sure that on that day, you are able to at least log in. And how much work we get done that day, it's okay if we don't get a lot of math work done, but I just want to make sure everybody can get in there and understand how to use it. I'm sending you a check-in sheet to ask you some information. So if you've never used Apex before, I'll need to know it. And I'm going to be honest with you, this is my first time using it as well. We use a different program at night school for math, and so I'm not familiar with this program, but I've looked through it, and so far I think I'm doing okay. So I do want you to join Google Classroom. The other thing I need you to do, the class technically meets Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. That means I am available Monday through Thursday, 9 to 3. If you're doing your math after that, that's fine. But if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you have a question, you can email me, but I'm not going to answer you right back. If you email me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to turn around, I'm going to email you right away. And the reason I can do that is I've turned on my email notifications, so they will come directly to me. And that's what I would like you to do. I understand you guys a lot of times don't check your email, but that's something that you need to get in the practice of doing for school and later for your job. That whatever career or job that you are going to have, you'll need to do that. So if I'm emailing you, you want to make sure that you're getting that email. I just had a student from last semester email me about something, an art project. I'm like, well, that was like a month ago, so I don't, it's a little late in getting that email. Another requirement we're having through besides completing the Apex program that you must complete the entire program and take the final exam, part of your grade, 20%, is going to be participation. And so what that means is every day, Monday through Thursday, you must check in with me. And that's going to be through Google Classroom. I'm going to have a Google form. You just have to go in, type your name, answer a question. Most of the questions they're not going to be difficult questions. It's just going to maybe be like, what's your favorite color? Just so I know you're out there and you're checking in with me. That must be done in a timely manner. So if you forget to do it, you can't go in at 2 o'clock in the morning and check in with me. That doesn't count. It's just not done, and you don't get the points for that for the day. So there's no making up that work. As far as completing assignments, when you're working through getting through Apex, we've kind of set a timing on it, is because if you were actually physically in summer school, you would be spending, half your day there, or the whole day if you were taking 2 classes. So it's important for each class that you take, you're spending a minimum of 2 hours and 15 minutes per day, which comes out to 9 hours per week. If you're getting through the class and you're passing things and not just breezing through it, and it's not really taking you the whole 2 hours and 15 minutes, that's fine. But if you're in there and you're only in there 30 minutes, and you're behind schedule, that's when you're not going to get credit for the participation. So it's very important. The reason I'm doing this to keep you on track is we don't want to procrastinate, and then all of a sudden you're trying to get in your class and your final exam all in the last day. Because trust me, that is not fun. So you will need to stay on top of things and try and get that time in every day. It also means if you are taking 2 classes, you are in that computer like 4.5 hours a day working on it. And I know that that's going to be tough, but it's just something we need to do to get you through the class. You must complete the entire course in Apex. It's very, very important that you do that and you take the exam at the end. If you are enrolled in this class for the whole, for both semesters, I've enrolled you through Apex in one that covers both semesters. So we'll be able to gauge you. Normally in summer school, if you were in the class, you would take one class in the morning and the other in the afternoon, and you're working on both first and second semester at the same time, which makes absolutely no sense. So this will take you in order from beginning to end. So I think that aspect of it works really well. One thing I need you to do in Google Meet, the very first, when you sign up, or you enroll in it, is I need you to go to the calendar and sign up for a Google Meet to meet with me. I want to meet with everyone through Google Meet individually the first week of class. I would prefer the first 2 days. but if not, by the end of the week. I want to have it, it's just like a 15 minutes so I can see your face. I know who I'm talking to. We can talk about things like if you have a nickname you want me to call you instead of your full name, and just get your feelings on taking classes online and anything else you want to tell me. So it's not painful. It's just so that I can see who you are. Also, if you'd like to bring a parent or a guardian, that's fine with me. I'm okay with that. So if they want to attend and they want to ask me some questions or talk to me, whatever. If you want to, in Google Meet, put your parent in there, that's fine. In Apex, there's a place we can enter them as a coach, which means every week they'll get like an email showing your progress and that kind of thing. It just depends on your comfort level and what your parents or guardian want, if they want to really help you get through this. To me, if you have somebody cheering you on, or if you want to say nagging you, sometimes that's what you need. When you go through Apex, you are going to like they'll have a tutorial that you watch. You can even click on a speaker where it will talk to you out loud and read it to you to help you listen. One thing I know that, and I know you guys aren't going to listen to me, but you really shouldn't, when you're listening to that person talk and the video, you can't really be listening to music at the same time. So I would try to avoid doing that. When you come to a quiz or a test, you must achieve at least a 70% mastery. So that means if you get a 65%, it's not going to let you move on to the next topic. You're going to have to retake it until you achieve at least a 70%. I have capped your attempts at 3, which means after the 3rd attempt, if you have not passed it, you are going to need to sign up through my calendar on Google to have a Google Meet with me, where we will talk about why you're not passing it. I'll look at the problems that you are having trouble with, and I'll tutor you on those and then you can go back and retake it again. So one thing I want to avoid, because I've seen kids do it in night school, is this is not a multiple guess. I hope that, by the odds that I am going to score an 80% or 70%. I want you to be retaining some of this information or all of the information in order to move on. So also, you don't have to be failing to have a tutoring. If you really want to know something, just sign up and we can work on doing that. I have my document camera hooked up to my computer. It worked really well when I was teaching algebra this spring, where I can do demonstrations right from my document camera with paper and pencil, and it works out. The one thing I want to stress, this is regular school. Just because it's online and we're not in a classroom, you are getting a letter grade for this class. I don't care what you've heard, what your counselor might have been misinformed. This is a graded class. So if you get an A, you get an A. If you get a B, you get a B. If you don't pass it, you don't pass it. You're going to have to put in the effort. So again, 20% is attendance and participation. That means if I tell you you have to meet with me, you're going to have to meet with me, because it counts towards your participation. If you're not doing that 2 hours every day and you're lagging behind, that counts in your participation for that week. So and that makes up 20% of your grade. 80% of the grade is your overall grade in Apex. That just means like if you get an 80% on a quiz, that's your grade for that quiz. If you get an 100% on your test, that's your grade for the test, and that goes all in there. I've included here the grading scale that we're going to use. And so that's just that, and that's pretty standard. I'm trying to throw some information in. I've started my video a couple times, so I can't remember what I've already said to you. I know I told you how many kids I have, but I'm just going to throw something in there right now. My favorite color is purple, and I can't remember if I already told you that, but most people that know me know that's my favorite color. As far as my availability, again, here is my my email address. I'll return them promptly from 9 to 3. Afterwards, if you email me at 10 o'clock at night, if I'm feeling like I'm going to email you back, I'll email you back. If not, it'll be the next morning, but always within 24 hours. So if you don't hear back from me, or a parent doesn't hear back from me, it's because I missed the email or didn't get it or whatever. So then you need to bug me again. On the weekends, I'm putting it up to 48 hours, but honestly, I email back because I'm one of those people that I do stuff just to get it off my plate so that I don't have to worry about it. As far as Google Meet goes, there is a standing code that will always be there. And every day, Monday through Thursday, from 9